And that's why the girls that get it, and the girls that don't. So stay in your lane. I don't ride vans, honey. I'm like, I don't ride vans. Is it just me or we're not even? Let me know. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Thebrownbarbiee, which we're giving that. Now, you know, since we got the settings on camera, we can look like the true brown Barbie we are. We got it together. We had to take a little break. The face is still a little bumpy, but we here. Today is tea time. I'm telling you guys about my vacation from hell. The video that you also love, that you might have even hit the subscribe button for, was probably one of the worst trips I've been on in my whole entire life. I mean, I'm 20 years young, so we still have a lot of time, but let's just get into it, okay? So to start the story off, now listen, if my coworker watched this, my ex-coworker, you did this to yourself. I was nothing but nice to you on this trip, generous, done gave you some, we gonna get into that. You know, I was nice, and if you just acted correctly, we wouldn't have had to make this video, but you didn't. So now we have a story time. Simple. So it started off by, one day at work. Mind you, this all happened while I was still in college. It was in my sophomore year, and I had just met one of the girls at my job, and we started kind of talking. She was from the East Coast, so I was like, cool, I have someone that is similar to me. I'm super excited. But as we're talking, I'm not feeling like we're material girls, that we're really mixing. But I'm like, sometimes I just have, you know what, I'm not even gonna say sometimes I have bad judgment. I really never have bad judgment, really looking back at it. But, I'm thinking, some things are a little weird, different, but I'm gonna let it go. So, we're talking. She's like, do you have your passport? And I'm like, yeah, girl, I got my passport. What you mean? She's like, oh, like, do you want to go to the Bahamas with me? Do you want to go to Bimini? It's a super small island, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, that sounds dope. So we get thing, find the Airbnb. Now, y'all, this trip wasn't cheap, but it wasn't expensive. I think I spent beforehand, like actually getting to the island, around like $500, possibly $600. I'm not sure. With all the technicalities, it might be around like $500, maybe $600 if I'm miscalculating. Probably around $600, touching or a little under. So this wasn't a super cheap trip for a college student. We all know as a college student, $500-$600 can get taken like that. The time comes for the trip now. Super excited. I'm so excited. Like, I'm excited to go out. This is during COVID era, so I haven't gone on my traditional vacation that I do with my family. So I'm in need of a vacation. I'm just like, yes, finally I'm gonna be going out of state. So boom, this was the third time you need to get a COVID test. I done went and got a COVID test for my school, and they then gave you a piece of paper. Now the piece of paper didn't look like you could forge it, but on everything I love, I was gonna forge it, but I did not. I actually went and got tested. So I'm thinking everything's about to be a-okay. I bring the COVID, we enter the place, we get through customs, and well, we didn't have to go through customs, we went through security and all that stuff. And the lady's like, oh, well, what's this? And I'm like, this is my COVID test. And she's like, where's the nurse signature? What's this? What's that? And I'm like, the signature is right here. This came from my school. This is how they give it. And now, obviously, her working at the school, she's like, yeah, this is how they give the COVID test. She's like, oh, well, I have no way to know that this looks fake. This looks fake. This lady kind of like trying to give me mouth. So I'm like, lady, this is messing with the wrong one, because we definitely just bought this Airbnb. We bought too much stuff for us to have to turn around on this trip, because you're not thinking that this COVID test that's real is fake. So I'm like, what are we about to do? So now I'm trying not to stress. I don't really know how she was feeling in the moment. I'm trying not to stress. I'm trying to just figure out. So we end up forging her COVID test and making my name on it. and it went through because it was like on, you know, online. They thought it was verified. So stupid. So now we get through the ferry border and all of that stuff, and we push straight through. Now we are in the waiting area to get on the boat. I'm already exhausted now. Miss Ma'ams, I don't remember this part very clearly, but you know, we're sitting and she's just on the phone. So I'm like, you know, I'm thinking it's okay because, you know, we're just chilling. I'm super hungry. I know she's hungry. It's just been a super long morning. We've been up since like 4 in the morning trying to get here. So we start to board the boat, and I feel like there was definitely so many signs prior to me actually arriving in Bimini for me to kind of like really turn around. I think the COVID test probably was the biggest one, but like, you know, in the moment you're not thinking and being young, you know, at the end of the day, still, that was, regardless, no matter age, my bread was still put up for that Airbnb, so I was going regardless. I was getting on that boat regardless, and I paid for the boat. That's not something you pay there. You have to reserve and do all this stuff previous, especially during COVID time. So of course, yeah, I'm gonna make sure I go. But in retrospect, there was so many signs to say like not to go, or, you know, beware, da, 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 da. While we're on the boat, as you guys, if you have not watched my first day of Bimini and my second day of Bimini vlog, definitely please go and check that out. I would love to see your support, and you guys can get a little more of a glimpse of what I'm talking about and put time stamps together. Now, everything was not recorded because I didn't want to overdo it around her, but, you know, majority of the things were recorded so you can get a gauge of what I'm talking about. We finally get off the boat. Whew, hallelujah. Now this is when we have to go through customs, you have to search your bags, da 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 da. We get on the bus back. So there's 2 different parts, the hotel and like touristy area, and then you can actually go more into town. You can see the whole island yourself. It's just if you want to stay on just the resort world side with the casino, the hotel, the beach party area, and, you know, bar area, you can do that. And that's like the resort area, or you can go into town. So we go, and she's like, you know, I want to rent a golf cart. It'll just be super easy for us to get from A, B, C. And I'm like, you know, I respect that. Like, I totally agree. So that is the backstory of how we got there. So, you know, everything was pretty gooch. Everything was pretty fine. So now it comes to getting the golf cart, and I'm like, well, if you want, I could put the bread on my account and you can send it to me, just because I don't know why I offered my card. I have a very, very bad habit of offering my stuff and allowing people to pay me back, what she did. Now, you know, we get settled in, and she is a bit quiet, like, just quiet. Like, I'm not even gonna be able to go through each of the days with you guys, it's so blurry. But like, she was just super quiet. I drove majority of the time the golf cart because she just was acting like she didn't know how to drive it. I personally didn't think it was rocket science, but I was just driving the whole time, which I didn't mind. She's just really on her phone a lot, like a lot in the beginning. And, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let it go. You know, we just got here, da da da. And the first day was pretty cool. So then at the nighttime, we went into the town. So there's actually a really big strip where it's just a bunch of little restaurants, and they have drinks and food, and just everyone's out dancing. So it was super cute, and, you know, it was a vibe, and we were perfectly fine that day. But then I don't know like what shifted. She just was on the phone a lot. Like, when I say on the phone a lot, you guys, like on the phone, on the phone, on the phone, on the phone. We were talking, and, you know, it's no secret to you guys that I want to work in nightlife, that is my goal. So, you know, I was telling her that, and she was like, because I was telling her how I wanted to work at KOD in Miami. That was the goal at that point. And at the end of the day, if I wanted to work at KOD in Miami, I could work at KOD in Miami. If I want to work at KOD Atlanta, I can work at KOD Atlanta. It ain't nothing about nothing. Okay, like, it ain't nothing about the personality, because best believe I've gotten every job I've applied for. Like, so she was like,
you know, why would they want like a boring waitress?
What? And she was just like, she said, she heard that I got a friend. She's like, no, I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying. I'm like, but girl, like, I felt like she was just trying to reference how I was just a little more quiet in the office because I just got to that department. So I was a little more on the quiet side. I just did my work, and that was it. And I'm just like, girl, you don't know me in a hole in the wall. And on top of that, when you're at a job someplace, you know how to act accordingly. I'm not gonna act how I act in our office at a strip club waitressing or bottle girling, because that's not the same requirements, honey. That's not. And that's why the girls that get it, and the girls that don't. So stay in your lane. So after that, my whole, like, I was like, whoa. So I always get very nervous about telling people what I want to do, because a lot of people always downplay me and kind of say that I'm not qualified to do things. So I was just really hurt. And I was like, girl, you don't even know me. Like, what the heck? Like, I ain't telling you can or cannot do something. Like, I don't know you don't know me. We just here for the vibes. That's what I thought. But now I see it's different. So I was like, okay. But me being me, I know how to make shit work, y'all. I know how to put my stuff aside and continue. So this happened, I am pretty sure, on the first night. So, you know, I pushed it off. So she's on the phone. And literally she's on the phone. So I'm like, yo, like, girl, you're here with someone. Like, you can't just be on the phone 24/7. Like, it's not even like it's texting. It's like verbally on the phone. Like, I guess she had her little man was in Bimini, like, he's from Bimini, and he wanted her to like run errands for her. Like, she went and got some fish from his family. Like, I was like, whatever, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. So, you know, she was kind of arguing with her man at this point. So I'm like, okay, you know what, let me just try to do something to cheer her up. So, you know, we did. This was the second morning. So we got some food, and, you know, I went and got this drink. I forgot what it's called, but it's kind of like sucker punch, kind of something like that. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get her a bottle, you know, to kind of cheer her up. I know she said she wanted to day drink a little more today. So, you know, just kind of, you know, show her like, okay, we can have some fun today. I get it for her. She doesn't say thank you. She just grabs and she continues like talking on the phone. And I'm like, hold on. You did not request this drink. We were waiting for food. I went into the bar area and I got me something to drink, and I got you something to drink out of trying to cheer you up, and you don't even say thank you. I said, okay, noted. So I'm just like, this is ridiculous at this point. So I don't know what happened later in the day. Probably more stupidness. But we ended up going to, it was either the last day or I think that afternoon, we ended up going to the hotel, and they have an infinity pool in the roof. So pretty. I'll leave a picture right here. So pretty. So we want to take pictures. Now, my makeup was not done. I didn't have lashes on, but, you know, I still didn't mind taking pictures because it was a vibe. Like, I'm finessing her pictures. Mind you, this girl is taller than me. Like, way taller than me. Like, definitely by like 2-3 inches. So I'm in the pool with her phone, squatting. I'm trying to finesse her pictures. Now, I'm not gonna cap, I don't ever recall seeing those pictures, so I don't know if they actually came out or not. But it was the effort that I put in that mattered. And I can take pictures, but when you're dealing with a pool like that, if the sun's not facing your way, you're just out of luck, because you can't be on the other side. I'm like, can you take pictures of me? And she's like, yeah, of course. So I'm like, okay. So I'm holding. I get my phone back. I have about like 12 pictures. About 9. 9 of those were black. They were just like a shadow of me. Not even a picture. Not even like trying to get the angle right to get like the scene. No. I only had 3 pictures that were usable. And they weren't even like something I was hyped for. So I was like, okay. Once again, I see. I'm peeping. So now I'm like, great. Now I'm getting annoyed. I'm just letting it go though. Letting it go. Because I'm choosing when to pick my battle. So it is the second night, and we decide to go to the more touristy area. I guess they have this bar and they have parties where they play like our music and Caribbean music. But when we went, they were playing more Caribbean music. So we weren't dressed up. We first went there and we were like, maybe we should be dressed up. So we went back. We just changed a little bit, nothing heavy. And yeah, like we were trying to get something to drink. We really couldn't get something to drink at the bar. We were trying to move up, but like shoot me if I'm wrong, y'all. I personally just don't listen to Caribbean music as much as other people do. It's nothing wrong with it. It's just I don't know where I'm from, so I don't really know my culture and my culture's music and stuff like that. I listen to Caribbean music. Don't get me wrong. We get tired, but like I don't really know it like that. So now, mind you, that bass line that you guys already know, on top of her doing all this fugazi mess and then only playing Caribbean, you know, I'm trying to be a good sport, but she's kind of also seeming like in a mood. She has her hoodie up, she has it pulled, and I'm like, okay, I don't really know what to do. Like, I don't really know what to do. So we end up leaving. So now it's about 3 in the morning, 3, 4 in the morning, I recall. And her phone is just going off. So I'm like, okay, this will eventually stop, right? Like, 3rd, 4th time, it's still going. So I'm like, bleep, bleep. Wake up, your phone going off. She's like, oh, okay. So you would think she would have the common courtesy to be like, oh, I'm gonna go in the living room, da-da-da-da. She's on the phone 3, 4 in the morning talking to this dude. Mind you, he goes, oh, like, are you having fun? She's like,
well, she doesn't really listen to Caribbean music like that, so it's like okay.
I was like, so then she just keep going on talking. I'm texting my friend. I'm like, yo, it's really 3, 4 in the morning and she is on the phone. Like, yo, this is so disrespectful. Like, she not even trying to excuse herself. She not even trying to like be like my fault, or like if it was me, I would have been like, yo, like, we sleeping, I'm gonna call you back in the morning. Simple law, like courtesy law. So it's going on. I'm like, yo, I'm giving her 30 more minutes. 30 minutes past, she's on the phone. I said, I'm gonna go sleep in the living room. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, like I want to go to sleep. So I go and she's just still talking on the phone. I'm like, wow. I'm like, bet. So in the morning comes, she definitely already knew the vibe. So I come out from the couch. She already knew the vibe. So I come out from the couch. She didn't apologize for the night before. She didn't say nothing. It just was a real quietish mood in the room. So I can't remember what really happened the rest of that day. I think we just had a pretty early checkout. So we just checked out. We went and just checked in our bags and just did all of that. And like other things had happened in between, but it's not really monumental. Like we did other activities, but moral of the story, that was just crazy. And I find it so funny and so much irony that you guys love the Bimini vlog, because this was just something that I enjoyed, but it wasn't like I enjoyed. Like, so I find it so funny that you got, it's just, it really goes to show how the media and the surface you see is never truth, because so many people are in the comments, oh my god, the island's so beautiful, you probably had so much fun. We cannot be fooled by what people choose to show. And obviously at the time, I'm not gonna be vlogging like this. No, I'm not that type of person, and I'm smart about my stuff. So now it's time to go, and we're just going. But literally, she had this. Oh, you know what, girl? If you watch this video, this is no disrespect. This is really just how I felt. And if you feel away, it is what it is, and I really just don't care. She had this old man pick us up. Now I don't discriminate. I don't care. Pick us up in a van. I said, I don't ride vans, honey. I'm like, I don't ride vans. No shade. Like this the dude you was arguing with the whole time? This the dude pulling up in a minivan? Girl, reevaluate yourself and reevaluate your worth, because that was ridiculous. The whole time they're just arguing, and I think he was thinking that she was gonna talk to someone on the island. He was basically saying like it's embarrassing for her to go to the island without him. And I'm just like, oh my god, it's really not that deep. Like, it's not, I don't know her intent from the jump, from wanting to go straight to Bimini. I ain't gonna cap. I don't know what her intent was. But she wasn't doing nothing. Like, we wasn't even on that type of time to be like on that, and like, no shade, we ain't even really seen nobody like that. Like, there was a few like I did see a few fine men, but I was like, it wasn't no like. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed that crazy story. There's probably stuff I'm missing, but there's probably not. It's just from a while ago, but I don't think I really missed anything. Please do not forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button, and that little notification bell if you enjoyed this tea time, because more are coming. Comment down below if you like the little signature sound, okay? If you like the little signature sound for tea time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and